Hello guys, this is Josh or the 9eyed monster, and today we have a sick, epically sick gameplay, insane, on Nuketown on Demolition. I got 199 and 12, one away from that 200 mark. Ugh. Yeah, but this gameplay, I wanted to use to do one of my most important commentaries ever. I wouldn't say it's my best, but it's sure as hell like an important topic to me at least. Maybe not to you, but it's pretty important to me. Yeah, I wanted to use a really good gameplay just to talk. I wanted to use a really good gameplay to talk about my important topic, which is my grandparents' Holocaust stories and the Holocaust. Because as you know, I'm a Jew, and yeah. I've been to Holocaust museums, and I lost about like a lot of grandparents and aunts and uncles in the Holocaust. So I wanted to tell my two grandparents' survival stories and how they met and survived the Holocaust. So for those of you who don't know what the Holocaust is, you probably do know, but I bet you there's like one person who doesn't know what the Holocaust is. It's when Hitler rose to power, that fucking sneaky bastard. And then they went and tried to kill all the Jews in the world because they thought they were the problem for the Germany's economic crisis. So I'm gonna begin with so they opened. So about the Holocaust, they opened death camps, which they just exterminated Jews. They opened work camps where the Jews worked, and they opened concentration camps where Jews worked and they were mass murdered by Hitler's Nazis. So I'm gonna tell my grandfather's story first. So let's begin. So when my grandfather 2 years before the war, when the tension was high between the Jews and Germany, when all the laws were being passed, my grandfather was I think he was 16, between 16 and 18, but he heard that there was going to be an invasion on his home country, which was Czechoslovakia, and so he ran, and he told his parents, but his whole family didn't believe him, so he ran away for a year, and he went to where did he go to? I forget where he went to. But a year later he went back to his house, warning his family again that the Nazis were gonna attack. That the Nazis were gonna attack really soon because he heard that from his friends that Nazis were gonna attack. Yeah. And so his family still didn't believe him, but they asked him to stay. But my grandfather, he was a smart man, and he decided not to stay because he didn't want to die. So unfortunately, a few months later, they attacked, and then my grandfather's his whole family, they were murdered. It's the best, sorry to say. But then my grandfather, I don't know how he ended up in a high position of power, but he was a high position of power, smuggling Jews across the border to Czechoslovakia to fight for their army against the Nazis. I don't know how, but he only did men. I don't know why. It's kind of mean though to women. Sorry, you women who are watching this video, but my grandfather only smuggled men across the border. Sorry. Yeah, but he worked as a job during the Holocaust to smuggle men across the border from forget where to Czechoslovakia so they could fight in the army. He got into a few gun battles, he told me, but he wouldn't put them, describe them, because he told me those days really haunt him. And that's my grandfather's story. I know it's not much, but I just want to get it out there that I hate when people say, stupid, arrogant, and ignorant people say that the Holocaust didn't even happen. How can you say that that Israel faked the Holocaust so people felt bad for them? People who say that are fucking stupid bastards, and they're pigs and douchebags. If they were Jews, they're fucking assholes. So now I'm gonna tell my grandma's story. So my grandma, she was taken into an internment camp. Like, if you guys know what an internment camp is, it's like, the Warsaw Ghetto. She was taken into a ghetto, and, her ghetto was, like, a ghetto down from her mother. She was, like, 18 also, and her ghetto was about, like, a few miles away from her mother's ghetto, and, yeah, so she was, like, really broken up about, like, splitting up from her family and her mother, and she stayed with her sister. And then, so my grandma, so she heard that her mom was getting sick, so every day, like, about every day, she would sneak out of the ghetto, which you could get killed for back then, and to give her mom food. And I think that is really brave. My Nana, she's a really brave person, I think. So then a few weeks later, she found out her mom died, and then she escaped the camp, but her sister didn't want to escape, so they split up, and my Nana escaped into the woods. So in the woods, when she was in the woods, she lived with the family for about 2 months or so. She met this family, I forget their names, but she met this family in the woods. They took her in. They had like a little hut inside the woods, and they lived there for about like a month or two. And then she sewed for them because my grandma knew how to sew. So she sewed for the people, and the people gave her money in exchange. And later that and then near the end of their hiding, they heard that the Nazis that knew where they were. So they escaped to where the fuck did they escape to? I think it was Belgium. Let's just say Belgium, I think. But yeah, they escaped to Belgium, and then while in Belgium, my grandma got fake forged papers and was like living as a Christian, and that took place for a really long time. But then she didn't know anything about what had happened to her sister. She forgot about her sister for a while because she just like couldn't. She loved her sister, but then she just started thinking about her sister a lot, and then the next day she runs into her sister on the street. That like she also had forged papers, so they went home, and my grandma left the family that she was living with, and they were sleeping at anywhere they could find, like inside abandoned apartments and stuff. So then my grandma, this is the last story I know about what my grandma did, but then she my grandma and my what we called her Tanta Fe, because that was her name. No, what the fuck am I saying? Tanta Pepe. So stupid, Joshua. Yeah, that's what we call her. Unfortunately, she passed away in the Holocaust. I don't know how, but her and her sister, they were in an apartment building when they heard the Nazis coming up the stairs. So her and her sister, they had to think quick, and her and her sister, they were known to be really smart and were really quick thinkers. So her sister being a few years older than her, my grandma being a few years younger than her sister, her sister became an idea and got into a nurse's uniform, and then my grandma faked sick under the covers in a bed. And when the Nazis came, she said that she was she was Christian, but they didn't believe her, and they said just give us a break, that because she's dying, and the Nazis left. That takes extreme courage just to like do that, because just think about it. Imagine the Nazis, people who decapitated people and just shot people at point blank range, just like right next to you. I don't know what I would do, but they have extreme courage for doing that. And then after the war, my grandma and my grandpa, my grandma was working at a diner in Belgium, and then my grandpa ate there like every morning, and they just began talking, and then that's how they ended up meeting. So, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. So comment, rate, subscribe. Adios, amigo.